Trying to find interesting images somewhere which is everyday, which is normal for you, can be very, very difficult. It's very hard to see pictures somewhere that you've already done to death. So I thought it'd be interesting to come out here into the forest where I live and see what I can find. We'll just go for a walk. I just want to see if I can find 2 or 3 interesting pictures and talk you through what I'm doing as I look for them. Now you may be thinking, but Mike, you're in a forest for goodness sake, you know, with nice light and a bit of autumn colour starting to happen, a bit of blue sky. And that's completely true. People travel from all over the country and from further afield to come here and visit the New Forest. But for me, I've done it to death. I've lived here for a long, long, long time. I've seen it all before. It's very hard to get inspired about somewhere where you've seen it all before. I've just come back from our Myanmar photo workshop, and I think the images I took out there are some of the best I've ever taken. And it's because I was so buzzing. The adrenaline was pumping so hard that it came out in the pictures. So let's have a little look. Let's see what the key is to getting yourself inspired to go find some interesting images somewhere that is everyday and normal for you. I find the key to finding pictures is to notice something that interests you and then take lots of pictures of it. And as you take shots, you'll start to look at them and think, that worked, that didn't quite work. Now I've come in here because I'm interested by these pools of light on these ferns. I like the colours, the light's coming towards me, so they're backlit. I'm going to be shooting into the light. Now I'm going to have to move fairly quickly with this because the light's changing, the sun's moving, shadows are already coming across this since I first noticed it, which will help with my exposure. So let's just see, what can we do? Let's start getting our focus. Here we go. I want to see how close I can get because I want to look along this little piece of fern. I can't go as close as that, but I do like the colours and the light. I want a shallow depth of field, so I'm using my widest possible aperture. I'm using f4. What's my shutter speed? This is all part of my 7 building blocks of photography. Right, I'm on a 300th of a second shutter speed with a lens at 55, so I can take my ISO down a bit. Let's go down. I was on 800 actually, not. Here we go, I'm on 400, I've got 150 of a second with a 50mm lens, nice and fast, won't get camera shake. Let's get this shot in the bag quick before, here we go, and there we go. It's just a nice little picture, and I expect as we walk around, things will build, ideas will start to grow. But there's one. I quite like the light down here too. These little ferns here are now backlit. It's really interesting. Keep looking around all the time when you're in an environment because things change. There's a patch of light come here which wasn't there earlier. So I'm doing some close-up-y stuff, but I just like the thought of, oh yes, they look lovely. What does my histogram have to tell me? It says I'm a bit dark, so I just want to increase my exposure a bit. I don't want it to peak in the highlights. There we go, that's looking really nice. With the X-T1 I've got a histogram display in the viewfinder so I can increase my exposure that way. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do it with my shutter speed if I can, because I don't want a big depth of field. I want it nice and shallow. I also want to get on with it because the light's going to change. Oh, I quite like that. It's a little woodlandy sort of a shot. Make sure my camera's level and take it. What was my shutter speed? 80th. At 55, a little bit dodgy. I'm going to take my ISO up a little bit as a safety shot. That's quite a nice little autumnal woodland shot, I think. Something which has just drawn my eye are these little red berries sitting up here. Red and green, they work really, really well together. They're good colours, and the light, as you can see, is smacking into my face here. But for the berries, they're backlit. Now, the angle you're looking at them from, they look kind of dull, particularly when you're getting a little bit closer. But when you come around the other side and put the light behind them, yeah, it's transformational, isn't it? It's completely different. So how are we going to shoot this shot? Well, I am thinking my way through, and I'm thinking with my focal length because I want a longer focal length, because I want to isolate these berries against the background. I took a test shot with a wider lens at 55mm, and I don't like having that black heavy tree trunk going on in the shot. It just kind of disturbs me. Shoot test shots and you'll get yourself more inspired and motivated as you look at them. Ask yourself powerful questions. So how would we go about this shot? What are we going to think? Well, I'm going to think a longer focal length with a narrower field of view so I can lose the tree trunk I didn't like. I want a shallow depth of field. That leads me to what? Wide aperture. Exactly. See, it's so simple, isn't it? Stack this stuff together. What exposure? Well, they're backlit. We could have an issue. I don't know. We're just going to have a look. So let's try it. I've got my longer lens on. Which focus? The one that works, the one that looks right. Well, from here, I've got my, what is it? It's a 55 to 200 lens on at the moment. I'm just too close, so I need to move back. I'm going to come back and shoot from over here somewhere. Just focus on my berries. Now, what's my exposure doing? This is something I do quite like with the XT1, is I can look at a histogram in the viewfinder. I also need to make sure I haven't got lens flare. This is really worth checking, you know, just a little look around the front. There's a little bit of light just touching the bottom of the glass, but it's only a tiny bit. I think we'll be okay. I can't see any lens flare in the viewfinder. So, focus up on the berries. What's my exposure telling me? It looks like I'm going to have to be careful because I don't want to burn out the highlights, but I don't want to black the shadows. So I'm just going to take my exposure down a bit until my histogram is showing the most minimal amount of peaking on the right hand end. Focus on my berries and check my shutter speed, which is at 210, because I'm already using almost 800 ISO. I don't want camera shake. I know we're in the wood, I know it's bright and sunny, but what's going on over there is dark, it's woodland. So, you know, think it through. That's one way of doing things. I'm just thinking, how would it look if we shot a vertical shot? Because I think they look quite nice. This is all about, you know, keep practicing to get yourself inspired, try different options and keep playing with them. Try and keep that still. Luckily, it's a nice still day. If it was windy, that'd be wobbling around, it'd look dreadful. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, now you see, as I move back, I can get a little bit of the overhanging holly into my shot too, and it kind of frames it, and I sort of like that actually. Yeah, let's try again. I'll put the holly lower in the frame. Here we go. Sorry, the main bit with the berries lower in the frame. I don't want to crop that leaf, so you see how long I'm spending fiddling, looking in the viewfinder, and this is why I find you've got to do this stuff on your own, because if you're out walking with your partner or a friend, you're going to drive them utterly insane. I'm going to take one more in closer. I've got to be very careful. I'm getting a hint of lens flare. Okay, let's take that one from there. Focus. Now I know I could crop this in Lightroom or Photoshop or something, but I don't want to. I'm lazy. I'd rather be out here in the sunshine doing this stuff. Don't forget to look all around. I'm peering at the ground because I want to find some there fungus. There's one here, there's a little one down in here, a little tiny fungus. It's almost lost in the leaves, but the light is coming across from the side, which is blowing nicely across. It's giving a shape, and the circular form sort of against all those leaves just kind of works really, really nicely. So how are we going to shoot this? How are we going to do it? Well, I'm thinking there's several ways. First of all, let's use an unusual angle, wide angle. Let's go to 18mm lens. Let's get down low. Use my little flippy out screen because it's easier than trying to lie on the floor. What am I looking at? I've got trees, stuff going on over there. We've got nice light at the moment, so I want to be fairly quick. I want to look sideways on at my little mushroom. So let's move my autofocus point to where I want it to be. Single point autofocus. Here we go. Focus on the mushroom. That looks so cool. Really, really shallow depth of field. I'm using f2.8. I've got the camera almost on the ground, and I'm going as close to the shroom as I can. Look at that. I really, really like that. It's just a different sort of an angle. Now let's adjust it. There's a leaf. I'm not so keen. I just want to pop a couple of those leaves out the way so we've got a little bit more height. Now, whether this will work or whether I've just ruined it, I don't know, but we will find out. Oh, I prefer it. I can see more stalk. I much prefer that. And we've got the leaves and all that stuff. We've got 2.8. Just get her in focus. Bit too close. Come on. Here we go. Still too close. Here we go. There's my focus there. You see, you've got to move around. You've got to find the place. Now the camera is getting the exposure absolutely spot on all on its own. I haven't had to adjust it in any way. I'm using aperture priority, just let the camera deal with it. Now, how's another way we could shoot this? How about from above? Because we've got this shape, let's pop some leaves back in there because I modified it, didn't I? I don't want to sort of make it look different to the rest of the forest floor. Because we've got this circular shape against the leaves, the light is going across it, it's going to look really great. So how about shooting from above? Extend the lens a bit. Again, this is a most undignified pose, I know. It's looking good, it's looking good. My histogram says it's about right. In fact, it says it could be brighter. No, I'm not going any brighter. It's starting to rain, I don't like this. But we've got lovely light. Let's see if I can go closer. You see, you've got to find the place where your shot works. That's all you have to do. I really kind of like that because it's that shape thing. Circular against the leaves. See how simple that was. So I'm using, what, f4, 55mm. That's all there is to it really, isn't it? Simples. You know what? I actually started to quite enjoy that as we got going. Before we came out and started filming, I was kind of dreading shooting in the forest and finding any good pictures, and I did, and I really enjoyed it. You see what I mean? I've kind of fired myself up about an environment that I know only too well. So I hope that's been of some help to you. I've shown you a few little techniques and a few little ideas. And I know, as many of you will say, Mike, that's a beautiful part. I get it, I get it, I get it. And many of you live in a place that you think's boring, but I'd get completely overexcited about. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified each time we upload one of our cool photography videos, or for more great photo tips, workshops and training, come and see us at our website, photographycourses.biz.